Whoa! God. Wake up. I got tea, guys. Oh, you smell that? Twitter tea. Fresh tea from Twitter. Oh my goodness. So I was just on X this morning and I came across this thread. How to spot AI traced images. Oh, good heavens, help me. Still doesn't feel right to say X. Like, what am I gonna, I'm gonna tweet on X? Come on, Elon. You're better than this. Sometimes I just want to choke him out and not in like a pleasurable way. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. So this simple little thread has gotten 13 million views. That's like 10 times my entire YouTube career. And this is about how to spot AI traced images from artists who are lying about their art. I didn't even know this was happening. We tracing AI art now? So let's see if we can learn how to spot AI traced art today. I'm so excited. Number one, quality inconsistencies. Since it's traced, there's a skill gap between line, shape, and color. Often very thin, unstable line art with questionable parts like the foot and hair here, or good body anatomy and vastly different hands. Bad hands are pretty sus, but then again, most artists are not good at drawing hands. Wiggly lines, hands don't match the color quality, line art is so thin it's almost invisible, inconsistent lines, and where are the toes? Look, I'm sorry, but you can't just demand to see everyone's dogs like that, alright? Consent is important. So these first indicators are not very good. Wiggly lines can be the sign of a beginner. Hands don't match the color quality. Well, you'd be surprised how bad some people's hands are. Thickness and thinness of the line art doesn't really indicate that this is traced from AI or anything. Might just be somebody's style. These are not solid indicators, and no one should be obligated to show you their toes. God, seek grass. Tip number two on how to spot AI traced art: muddy colors. This happens because they color pick from the AI image and don't know why the color is there. Artists use different layer modes and brushes to achieve light, shadows, and effects, while tracers usually use the round default brush due to a lack of artistic experience. I love the default round brush. Why are you calling me out like that? So all the things being highlighted here, like the hair highlights, the question mark on the rendering for the shoes, none of this is solid evidence that someone's tracing from AI art. Number three is manipulation/profit. It's usually a brand new account with few images. They often post about being the victim, like how people don't believe them. This one's good, because now we're not just analyzing the art, but we're analyzing this person's social behavior. I love analyzing people's social behavior, especially when they're trying to fool you, because you're just like, man, like, wow, you think I'm stupid, huh? Well, you might be right. This is a dead giveaway. This says, since I got comments about my art being AI, I decided to use OBS and record some parts of my last drawing. Oh, I guess there's proof. But why is it only in parts? Why not the full thing? This is how you spot frauds. None of the technical stuff, all right? Not the thin lines, not the wiggly lines, not the blurry backgrounds. This, just look at their behavior. Because I don't know any artist who would not be like so offended by being accused of being an AI artist that they wouldn't just pull up all the receipts. Like, imagine I just came onto your page and pause. Imagine I went to your page and I started accusing you of being an AI art tracer. You'd be pulling out all the receipts. You'd be showing me all the time lapses. You'd be throwing hands with me probably, and you would lose. Number four, they post work in progress pictures that are different than what real artists post, rendering the skin only with correct shade while the rest remains untouched. Also, you won't see sketches or any progress video from scratch showing the composition and sketching phase. We all put our processes out there. There's no secret, there's no shortcut, there's no hack. None of us have any top secret Krabby Patty recipes that we gotta guard with our lives. Disclaimer, some of these things might apply to real artists too. Please support real artists and don't support AI, and don't send hate to anyone. Yes, that's important. Do not send hate, no matter how much hate you feel within you. Keep it there. Now, if we go into this thread, people are fighting, as they always are on Twitter. Just a lovely place of digital warfare. The artist herself admitted to using AI as references and just posted a sketch process. But is it wrong to use it as a reference if you then draw it yourself? And Gecko says the issue was the initial lack of transparency. The bigger issue for beginner artists to come is that AI art may look pretty good, but the anatomy and details are so bad that these artists don't learn how to draw on their own and learn all the issues with AI. Couldn't have said it better myself. We're gonna talk about that in just a second. Why are you hating on this? As long as they're open about it or do it without financial gain, nothing wrong with tracing AI. It's a great way to learn and morally much better than tracing real art. What? Whoa, where'd you get that idea from? If you're tracing an AI-made piece, what you're doing is you're tracing a chewed up, digested, and vomited piece of art. The lines are not intentional. The shapes are not intentional. It's an amalgamation of other people's work. And the AI, unlike an artist, is not going to be able to answer questions like, why did you place line weight on this side of the character and why did you use this color for this part of the painting? This is the problem. It's unintentional. The whole thing is unintentional. The eighth finger was not intentional. So when you trace something that was made via, the vomiting process, you're also taking in all of the mistakes that might be made. If you're gonna trace to learn, which by the way is perfectly fine to do, find an artist whose work really inspires you. You love their shape language, you love their stylization, and trace their work and try to learn from it. And if you're gonna share that work with other people, provided that you're not using it to make any financial gains, just give the original artist credit and tell people that this piece was a study from this person. It was traced from the work of this person. Through your learning process, you're not only helping yourself by learning from them, you're also helping that artist by exposing more people to their work and to the source of your inspiration. And this is one of the worst takes I've ever seen in my life. Tracing a normal drawing is 100% stealing from them. Tracing AI is stealing 0.0001% from a lot of artists. God, put me down, put me to sleep. Someone just right here, knock me out. Tracing someone's work is only stealing if you claim it as your own and try to make money from it. It's fine to trace people's work to learn. I love it when people on my Patreon learn from my stuff by tracing over my work. I can see it. They post it in the Discord and I'm like, dude, you go. Oh no. You can hide your reference layer in Procreate and trace over it? Oh no. Here's a take. One of the takes of all time. Artists have been tracing since the Renaissance. It's how people learn and get better. Let makers make. I'll trace all day long and tell my stories in a timely fashion. Fuck. You could also put in the work, learn how to sketch. Even inject your own identity into your sketches, your own stylization. You're saving time now by tracing. Sure, your sketch takes 10 minutes instead of 2 hours, but how much personal growth down the line are you sacrificing? But again, hey, your life, your choice. If you want to be who am I to tell you no? But this also misses the whole point of the thread, which is if you're going to be tracing from AI or from another artist, just disclose it. And I'm speaking to all the babies here, okay? If you are tracing something, just disclose it. Tell people you're learning. Be transparent. Just be like, hey, this piece was traced from this artist. I was trying to study this specific thing from them. And there's no reason that people should talk down on you for doing that because you're learning. There only is ever a problem with tracing if you're passing it off as something that you made originally when you actually traced it. And that becomes an even bigger problem if you're making money off of it, doing commissions while telling your clients that this is original work and you're not tracing anything. That's pretty messed up. If you spent half the time and effort on your art as you did with this thread presentation, you could probably create some amazing things. Stay focused. Recording your full process will avoid any issues later on if someone wants to question your work. Keep yourself and your art safe. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Don't have to do it for all your work, but just have a couple of those videos on hand so that in the future, when there's even less trust in society, when we all start shooting at each other, you can pull out your process video and tell them, hey, look, I'm actually an artist. And this is brilliant. I think it's important to emphasize that the point should be to spot the scammers, not to demonize people who start by tracing as a way to genuinely learn how to draw. I don't really think tracing from AI is the best way to go. AI doesn't have its own unique artistic identity, but if you find an artist whose work you really gravitate towards, like you love their shape language or their stylization, you can learn a lot from that single artist while also supporting their work. But if you are just genuinely learning and tracing from an AI piece and you're not out there to scam anyone, I don't see a problem with that. And plus, it's getting so good now that sometimes you can't even tell this was made with AI and you just end up tracing it without knowing who the artist is. Anyway, so that was kind of a recap of the latest heated Twitter drama about art and AI art. Bottom line is, if you're out there and you're interacting in the community, you want to look at people's social behaviors to see if they're out there to scam people or not. And for a beginner, tracing in order to learn, whether it be from a photograph, from someone else's work, or from an AI generated image, perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. Don't let this thread scare you into not tracing anything at all. The moral of the story is, just don't scam people. Don't pretend you're drawing something that you're not. Just be a good dude, Just be chill. Anyways, I really feel bad for some of the kids and younger artists who are growing up today. There's so much confusion, there's so much fakery. It's just a really tough environment to be growing up in as an artist. So I feel for you guys, and I hope that maybe some part of this video gave you a little bit of comfort. Probably didn't. Maybe it just clears things up a little bit, okay? If you're out here tracing things for the sole purpose of learning and you're not stealing anything from anyone, you're not scamming anyone, I'm on your side. All right, you keep doing that. You're learning, you're doing a good job. But if you're a scammer, I will find you and I will add your skull to my collection. I'll see you guys on the next video. Subscribe, okay? Check out my Patreon for monthly tutorials and process videos, because I have those, because I draw my stuff. I actually put my hand on the canvas. Imagine that. God.